Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. It's time for yoga. Thanks a lot for following me and hanging out with me every morning to do some exercises. You know, yoga is more than just doing asanas, postures. It's about integrating our mind, body, and spirit into what we're doing. And I go a little bit more expansive with my philosophy and with what I try to broadcast to you guys. I really want you to make yoga or whatever exercise you do part of your lifestyle. It's really important to have an outlet for emotional distress, for the stress that we feel throughout each and every day. Our mechanisms are set up so that stress is a response to something that we fear, a fight or flight mechanism that is actually in our DNA for survival. Unfortunately, we don't live with the saber-tooth tiger down the road or in front of us anymore, but we do sit in traffic, and that same stress response, those hormones that release through our body that take us into that fight or flight when we're facing the saber-toothed tiger, is the same thing. Those hormones are released when we're sitting in traffic and we're late to an appointment, and we just are filled with all of those hormonal releases, the cortisol, all the adrenaline, everything that puts us in a stress response. The drag is that the saber-toothed tiger would come around every once in a while, and it would be for a short while, and then we'd be petrified. We wouldn't know what to do. We'd either fight it or run away from it. And so our system shuts down our visceral organs and allows blood to go into our extremities so we can run away from the danger, right? Or fight the danger. But if that is a constant happening in your body, that breaks your systems down, and that's where disease comes into the picture. So what do we do in today's world without the saber-toothed tiger, but the traffic and the boss and the bills and the state of affairs in our political system and the news and all of that stuff that goes on? Well, what we do is we have to disengage. We have to take time for ourselves. We have to just wipe the slate clean in our minds and stop that inner talk that's negative and woe is me and what am I going to do and my world is falling apart, to just take a moment and sit and realize, well, I'm here, and breathe in and breathe out. And that's why I wanted to start this session, to tell you guys that yoga is more than just asanas. It's a way of life. You breathe. You take air in, you expand when that air comes into your lungs, and then you exhale because it can't stay there forever, right? You have to expel it, and you have to get rid of it, because if you don't, then it stagnates and it doesn't give you the nourishment, the oxygen that goes to all your cells to keep you vital. So what you have to do is you have to expel it. And as you do that, you empty yourself out. When you're empty, then you become an open vessel for more to come in. So think of it in the terms of your life. Sometimes things feel like they're just falling apart on you. Well, how about thinking that, okay, this is the expelling of everything that I've taken in. I'm getting rid of it. I'm creating a vacuum to allow more positive to come in, to allow more opportunities to come in, to allow another breath to come in. If there's no vacuum, where is it going to go? So this is just a process. The things that we experience day in and day out, the tension, the worry, the fear, that's transient. It's temporal. It's going to pass. It's not going to stay with you. Just like when you're doing an asana and you're holding a pose. Oh my God, my thigh is going to buckle on me. I can't hold it. So pull back a little bit and you'll see you're not going to die. And if your body hurts, since we've been doing these exercises, that's normal. Your body is sore because it's not used to doing these exercises. The more you do it, the more the body strengthens, the more the body can resist the stress, and it will expand your horizon with regards to movement and with regards to how you live your daily life, your mindset, your emotions, your heart, your desires, the mobility that your body has. That's what yoga is about, and that's why we're doing this, and that's why I'm sharing with you today. So go ahead and get yourself ready. I'm gonna maybe use a chair today. Hola a todo el mundo allá afuera. Yo voy a bajar la música un poquitico más porque yo creo que está un poco alta. Y entonces vamos a empezar. If you guys want to learn how to speak Spanish, maybe I'll start doing bilingual classes. Vamos a ver si podemos hacer la clase bilingüe y aprender un poquito de inglés y español a la misma vez. All right, so let's start with sun salutation. We've done that a lot lately. Inhale. Respiren profundamente para adentro. Lift and thrust your hips way forward. Take the arms back. Las personas que están mirando este video, que hablan español, tienen que copiar los movimientos míos. A veces no voy a poder traducir en el inmediato. Así que vamos a tratar de hacerlo lo mejor posible con mis instrucciones en inglés. Inhale, way up, chest up, el pecho para arriba, el corazón abierto. And open out. And exhale out. Muy bien. Otra vez. Again. Inhale. Squeeze your glutes tight. Thrust your hips forward. Lift the chest up. And we're going to open out. We're going to slide down. Make sure your belly button's into your spine. You're really trying to separate each disc from each vertebra. Drop down, reach towards the floor. If you can, go all the way down. If you can't, you can stay here. Now round your body. Those of you who can touch the ground, tuck the chin into your collarbone. Reach the forehead down towards the knees. If you can, grab the ankles and pull and shift your body weight forward as much as possible to the toes. You can even place your heels on your fingers as you pull your arms down. Necesitan moverse más para adelante con más presión en los dedos de los pies. Pueden agarrar y tratar de poner la cabeza contra las piernas. And place your hands flat down on the ground or on the shins. Estiren, stretch, extend out. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Let's round down again. Otra vez para abajo. Tuck that chin. Extend the right leg back. And lunge. Let's move into a plank. And hold. Make sure your back is straight. You don't want to drop your hips too low or round your back. You want to be in a neutral position with your shoulders. You're squeezing your glutes together, belly button into your spine. Drive your heels into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Slowly bend the knees. Touch the floor. Relax your feet. Shift your hips back and move into your child's pose. Way back. Try to get your hips to the floor. Hips towards your heels. Mine can't go all that way, but yours might be able to. Allow your forehead to drop down to the floor and hold. Now slide your hands back behind you. Rest your arms behind, palms up to the ceiling, and take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Once again, place your hands in front, elevate up, come up to all fours. Tuck the chin in, and release up. Let's do that 2 more times. Tuck in, and release up. 1 more time, tuck in, and release up. Extend those hips back again, stretch those arms out, forehead to the floor. You're going to bring your palms down, your elbows down, and we're going to do our cobra. Let me shift back a little bit so you can see. You're going to bring your chin down towards your fingertips. You're going to shift your weight from your arms to your palms. To do that, you've got to push forward and drive your chin towards the floor. See if you can hold. And then press your hips down and begin to lift the chest. And you can keep your elbows slightly bent. Inhale. Now, if you want, you can flex your toes, straighten your knees, and straighten your arms, and drop your hips deep into that stretch. As you lift the chest, open that heart space, inhale, and exhale. 1 more breath, inhale, and exhale. Slightly bend the knees, relax your feet, because I was on my toes. Stick your butt up. Bend the elbows and bring your chin down. Hold, push back. Hook your toes into the ground and move into your down dog. So, shake out. And I have a little kink in my hip right now. That's why I'm moving around. So do whatever it is that you need to do to make this work for you. Stretch way back. Elevate up on the toes and then down. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to alternate right and left. Couple more. Hold both heels down. Okay, so when we came into our first lunge, we slid the right leg back. Now what I want you to do is take the right leg up and bring it in between your hands so that you're lunging on your other leg. Hold. Inhale and exhale. Feeling a good stretch through the hip flexor, the front of that thigh on your back leg. And bring your feet together. Now, I do a lot of moving around just because of staging so that you can see me. But you guys stay in your posture, in your position. Drop down, grab the ankles, pull and hold. Chin up. Flatten that back. Bend those knees, move into your chair, arms out. Hold 8. Elevate on your tippy toes, hold 8. Elevate up on the toes as you straighten those knees. Up to the sky, drop your heels, palms together, throw your hips forward, arch back. And remember what I said yesterday, each posture is held as long as you can without feeling pain. Generally, the rule of thumb for me is I can take 3 deep breaths in each posture and feel really settled in. Okay, we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to move through it a little bit quicker. Let's go. Inhale, exhale. We're just going to flow through it, okay? So no worries about having to hold the posture so long. Open out, drop down. This is more of a flow. Grab the back of those legs, pull in, flat back, chest up. Hands back down, line up those fingertips with those toes, tuck the chin. Slide your right leg back into your lunge. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're moving a little quicker on this set. Back to your plank. Inhale, exhale. Bend the knees slowly. Relax. So you're not doing the 3 breaths right now in each asana. You're just moving through it. Forehead to the ground, then slide your hands back. And another deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Hands under your shoulders, elevate up, all 4s, and cat and cow. Tuck, and release. 2 more. Tuck, and release. 1 more. Tuck, and release. Flex your toes, down dog, stretch way out. Bend the knees. Shift back again. Now we're going to do our cobra. Shift your body weight forward, through, up, hook your toes, and hold. I'm going to move like a pendulum side to side. Bend the knees. Relax your toes, chin holds, push back. Child's pose, come up, all 4s, hook your toes. Down dog. Once again, take the right foot forward this time into your lunge, so your opposite foot is back now. Inhale and exhale, feet together. Hold, chin up, flat back, bend the knees, arms out, into your chair. Deep breath, inhale, exhale, up on the toes. Elevate up, heels down, arch back, throw your hips forward, open out. Excellent work, you guys. Feet apart. Doesn't it feel like it's getting easier the more that we meet and the more we do this together? I wish I could see you guys. We really are trying to get a Zoom session so that you guys can do this on a regular basis with me and I can see you. Right now I can't see you. But I promise you, at Absolute Best, we're going to bring you the absolute best techniques for keeping yourself healthy, your mind clear, your emotional intelligence level and your physicality at max so that your sphere of influence opens. Inhale, arms out, exhale. Press those hips back and hold. Nice and flat with your shoulder blades pinching together. So if you are side view, your back should feel like it's super flat. And to get there, you have to push those hips back. The more you push those hips back, the more you stretch those hamstrings. Really feel like you're supporting your lumbar area by pulling your belly button into your spine. Grab those thighs, bring the hands down to the knees, open wide, and hold. Inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath. Float up and float down. Right hand on the left ankle and twist and hold. You're still shifting your hips back. The more you shift your hips back, the more your chest can come towards that thigh. 3 deep breaths. Shift it to the other side. And again, shift your body weight forward, stretch those hamstrings, and reach up. 3 deep breaths. Now come back to center and pull. Hands center, chest flat. Once again, lift up, pull that belly button into your spine. Now you're going to bend one knee, drop the arms, push center, bring the other leg in, arch back, throw your hips forward. Open out. Good. Inhale up. You're going to grab the right wrist, lift up, and pull your body to the side, peek under your arm. Do a lateral bend. Remember, what we try and do through these sessions is find the avenues of movement, front, back, side to side, and rotation. Up, down. Inhale, over to the other side. Movement is ingrained in your DNA. Your body was meant to move. That's why our DNA is a helix. We spiral movement, continuous movement, which always spirals up, evolving, elevating. Center, arch back again, throw those arms behind, open those arms out, and now we're gonna flex our spine, starting by tucking the chin into the collarbone. You're stretching. So you're gonna place your hands back behind your head and neck, elbows together, and you're gonna push your chin down into your collarbone. So you're stretching between your shoulder blades. You're lifting your chest and stretch that upper back. Try not to cave in. Try to think tall against it. Inhale, exhale. Now I want you to continue. Now collapse your chest, but not your hips, just your chest. Now you're going to feel the stretch through the lumbar area. This is called flexion. You're flexing. Forward motion here. Now you're going to really contract your belly, and you're going to find that to get down, you're not going to be able to get down unless you release your hips. And then keep going down. Tucking and holding. Bend the knees, hands on the floor. Go back to a flat back, back to a chair. Up on the toes. and elevate up. Exhale. Very good. You're going to cross the right leg over your left, and you're going to slide down. So this is a good balance exercise. Sideways, you can see. Hold. You're going to try and keep that chest flat. Reach the arms out and lift up. And let's try the other side. You're going to cross one leg in front. So this is a balance exercise, okay? Inhale, arms up. And reach down. Flat back. Find your center. And release. Good. Yesterday we did a hip opener that I really liked, so I'm going to do it again today. One of the things that we really want to try and think about, you know, when you're walking down the road, that's why I like doing walks. I don't necessarily do them for cardiovascular. I just like going out into the world, letting the sun hit my face and listening to the birds. If I can somehow, you know, cordon off the sounds of cars and trucks and boats and trains, and listen to the birds and listen to the sound of the wind. When I'm out in nature, it really opens up all my senses. And one of the things that I like to do is to just feel how each time I take a step, I'm striking my heel, I'm passing through the center, I'm pushing off my other leg, and I'm feeling the movement in my hip, because when I walk, I have to step through my hip to really feel the stretch in that hip flexor to move forward, right? So I want you guys to take your steps throughout the rest of your day and be really conscientious of, wow, what is it that I'm feeling? First, the energy comes from the strike of my heel, then I push forward off my other foot, then it comes up through my calf, my thigh, and my hips, and I'm sitting on my opposite hip so that I can go to the other side, and I'm pulling up and kind of dropping in, and pulling up and kind of dropping in. I want you guys to really feel the full range of movement in your stride, in your gait. And if something's off, if you take the time to really be conscientious about it, you're going to see, oh wow, I'm not really stretching that leg completely. I'm not really sitting into that hip completely. Or I'm not really bending that knee in the same way that I'm bending this knee when I'm coming down a step. What I want you to try and do is I want you to try and balance and equalize the pressure, the stretch, the flexibility, the rotation on both sides of your body. Kind of hemi-syncing your movements, like we hemi-sync our brains, right? Right brain, left brain. You want to bring them so that they're matching. So there's a synchronization of both your sides. Make yourself as symmetrical as possible. Although we are not symmetrical. All right, let's do warrior one. You're going to step your right foot back. And let's get deep into that lunge. Now, the foot behind you, I don't want you rolling it in, because then that's too hard on the medial aspect of your knee. You don't want to push too far out either, because then that takes the balance from the external part of your body out of sorts. So you want to be even as much as possible. The heel, the outer part of your foot, and the ball of your foot need to be like a tripod. Try and feel that. Stretch through that hip, and you can hold yourself. I'm talking a lot today. It's all right. Inhale, arms up, and stretch. Leave your comments, you guys. If you have any questions, I will answer them. Let me know. Am I doing this for a reason? Am I just wasting? Sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone. Give me a second. Let me turn off my phone. I wonder if I can do this. Oh well, I'm not going to do it. If it rings again, it's going to ring again. I forgot to do not disturb. Inhale up Open out. Simple. Not a big deal, warrior one. Let's just bring the feet in. Together, inhale, arms up. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. Other side. Other foot back. Try to create that same tripod on the back foot. Bend that front knee. Arms up. Inhale, chest up. It's a little hard to do warrior one because part of your body wants you to turn out, then your other part of your body is turning in, so there's that torque. But that's the whole reason you're doing it. You're trying to get that torque to happen. Remember what I talked about, that spiral effect. That's what we're trying to do here. Squeeze that back knee, squeeze your glutes back behind you, and rotate your chest as far forward as possible, and dip down into that front leg. Open the arms out. You're going to push off the back leg to bring your feet together. The strength comes from that front leg. Arch back today. And release. Circle those shoulders. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. And then reverse it. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Inhale, arms up. Posture is so important. Let's straddle the legs. Lace the fingertips back behind you. Throw your hips back. Allow the top of the head to go down. And let those arms float back behind you. Let gravity pull them down lower. Release. Hands into the center. You're going to rotate your right toe out. Extend your left leg out. Grab the right ankle and push the elbow into that knee. Flex. Let me show you. You're going to flex this foot. Grab that right ankle, elbow into that right knee, and place your hand in the center to balance you. Stretch that inner thigh. Push against the ground in the center. Switch. So now your left toe points front. Your right toe flexes. You walk yourself to grab that ankle. And the center is like a pillar holding your balance as you flex into the other thigh. Push the elbow into the inside of the knee. Inhale and exhale, and your back should be flat. So if I was to show you a side view, don't move, stay there. If I was to show you a side view, you want your back to be as flat as possible on this. Okay? Now you're going to move back to the center. Grab those ankles, pull the head down towards the ground. Bend the knees, turn the toes out. And we're going to sit in a wide second. You're going to torque your body. You're going to do that twist. And you're going to sit and twist your chin back, looking back behind you. You should feel a good long stretch all alongside that right side of your back. Your erector spinae, those muscles that hold you erect. Change it to the other side. Then I kind of shift side to side. Just a little bit. Center, parallel, round your body. Round it up. Let's do that 3 more times. You come down flat, bend the knees, round it up. 2 more. Come down flat, round it up. 1 more. Come down flat. Now hold it rounded, okay? And you're going to come down. Now you're going to tuck, bend the knees. When you're down here, you're going to flatten out, and then come up into an arch. You're going to fold in. So you're reversing that. Down, flat, come up into an arch. Contract. Your hands are pushing against your thighs to help lift that torso and round down. Flat and up. And then release. That's very, very good for core. And I hope you guys were tightening your core. You know, if you put your hands on your thighs and press, automatically you can lift that chest and you're creating length in the core. Try that. Place your hands on your thighs. Push as hard as you can. Retract those shoulder blades and see how that chest lifts. Now slowly release and see if you can maintain that extended and lifted chest. In reality, that's where you should be standing at all times. What happens is we go through life and then the computer's in front of us and then we can't see the screen and we have to go a little bit closer to the screen. And we come to the point where our bodies are so used to being in this position that when we are just walking around and doing things, we're like this. And what is that? Terrible. Why? You're compressing your vital organs. You want to create space for your heart to be able to palpitate, for all of those vital organs to do what they're supposed to do, so that your stomach can digest, so that your kidneys can do whatever it is that they need to do to detox you, so that all your organs, your vital organs, those organs that help you live, have room and space to do what they're supposed to do. That's also why we do yoga. That's also why we exercise. It's a way for us to maximize our vitality. That's why I have the Vital Moves Academy coming on board real soon. Okay. Inhale up. Exhale down. The other thing that's so important in life is balance. So as well as we can balance in our physicality, we can translate that into our world, our finances, our relationships, our health, our community, all of those pillars that are so important in our lives. All of it can be translated from physicality to all those other outer things in our lives. So let's do the basic tree pose. If you can just do it here so that you've got, remember what I've taught you. Here's your center. If you were to cut your body in half, you have your right and left side. If you're gonna take one leg, I'm starting with my right leg, and get it up off the ground so that you can only stand on your left side, if your midline is here, cutting down the middle of your body, then you have to change that midline over a little bit so that it comes down only one side of that leg. So try and feel that. Shift your weight. If that's all you can do and balance here, that's fine. If you can place your foot up off the ground, that's even better. And if you can place your foot up on the thigh, that's what we call a tree pose. Open the arms out, my hands are open and my fingers are out just like a tree. If you feel sturdy enough, close your eyes. Now, those of you who don't feel sturdy, go grab a chair, have a chair next to you, hold, and if you feel like you have to hold onto the chair or stand by a wall and grab that wall or chair. Close your eyes if you can. Inhale, exhale, and release. Very good. Now, did you feel your foot wobbling? That's normal. When you are trying to balance your life, it's never going to be static. There's always going to be fluctuation. You know, if you're trying to get your finances in order, sometimes you might have to pull your belt in and not spend so much and not consume so much so that you can save some money so that later on you can invest it so that it'll grow. If you're trying to balance your body, you're constantly in fluctuation because you're trying to always find that center. right? Okay, the other side. Well, here, I'm going to just put the chair here again. Now, my other side is not so good because I don't have full flexion in this knee. I cannot bend this knee like I can bend this knee. So I'll do the best I can with what I got. That's my motto. Do the best you can with what you got. Arms are going to come up. Let's start with prayer. And then take the arms up and hold. And if you can close your eyes, try it. I had to hold on to the chair. But remember that triangle that you have on your foot? The ball of your foot, the outside of your foot, and your heel. And relax. That's not my good side. But we all do what we can do. And each time we do it, it gets better and better and better. Okay? You want to try it one more time? I'm going to try it one more time. Plus, I'm wearing slippery leotards. It's tough for me on that side. Okay, shake it out. All right, let's stretch out our quads. So now, again, you can hold a chair, pull one knee in, grab the ankle, stretch, and pull into your dancer pose. Remember, you can walk around and hold the instep of your foot, hold onto the chair or let go. And the harder you push your foot into your hand, the more you're going to stretch low, extend the hip back, and you're going to get down lower. Same thing, you're wiggling at all times on the foot, trying to hold your balance, come up, and that fluctuation is a way for you to assess where your center is. Let's go to the other side, stretching out the quad, pull the knee, grab the ankle, walk your foot around, push, and reach. Inhale, exhale. And slowly come up. Good. How'd you guys do? Do you need to do it again? Do it again if you need to. Remember, you can hold on to a wall, hold on to a chair, do the best you can. Okay. You guys got it? All right, let's do a strengthening exercise. We're going to squat again. So your feet are apart, toes are turned out slightly, and you're going to slide down, grab your ankles, pull the elbows into those inner thighs, and sit as low as you can with your hips. Now, thumb and index finger together, hold, and you're seated as low as you can, dropping down below your knees. Now, you're going to bend the right elbow, and you're going to rest the back of your head on that back of your hand, and turn your chin over to your opposite shoulder. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Come center, flatten your back. Bend the other elbow. And this is a Tai Chi movement. Inhale and exhale. Let's breathe again. Inhale and exhale. Fingertips together, chest is up. Now to come up out of here, you guys, you have to feel like you're pushing the floor down. Don't drop the chest. Push the floor away from you rather than thinking you're straightening the knees. It's the floor that's moving down away from you. That's what's going to get you up. Inhale, way back. Just a slight thrust of your hips forward. Open out. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Let's get down on the floor. Got a few more minutes. Now, if some of you have, hang on, let me get something. If some of you have a cylinder, you can use that here. Place the cylinder on the floor long ways, and you're going to lie on your spine. Now, you don't need the cylinder, you can do it on the floor. But I suggest you go to any sporting goods store or go to Amazon and buy a foam roller. This is a great way to align your spine and do self-massage. All right, let's get down on the floor. Get down however you need to, people. If you need to use a chair to help yourself down, that is fine with me. It's not how you do it, it's just you do it. The how will come as you maneuver, as you feel how your body feels when you're doing something. Your body will be your feedback. Your brain will get messages from your body, and then your brain will say, well, how about if you put a little more weight on the right side instead of the left side if the left side's hurting you? And you will manage. You will figure it out. You have the intelligence to figure it out. All right, I'm going to slide down inch by inch, vertebra by vertebra, and just sliding down like this on the cylinder is actually a great massage. Inhaling and exhaling as you do it. Make sure your spine is straight on that cylinder. All right, everybody, soles of the feet firmly on the ground. Whether or not you're on a cylinder, what I want you to do is tuck your hips under so that the small of the back goes into the ground, and then arch it and feel the difference. So there's a space between your lower back and the ground, and then tuck under. Feet firmly into the floor. Again, arch it, the hips tilt in a posterior fashion, and then under, your hips tilt in an anterior tilt. Now go neutral, right between those two spots. Head and neck, if you want, you can lift your chin into your collarbone, and then slowly, inch by inch, vertebra by vertebra, bring that head back down and try to feel like you're lengthening that cervical spine. Both arms up overhead, inhale, big circular motion, and it feels so good to massage those shoulders against the ground. And again, as you're on your back, you want to feel 3 points of contact. The sacral area between your shoulder blades and the back of your head. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, vacate. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, vacate. And then circle the other way. Inhale, exhale, push all that air out. Again, inhale, deep breath. Exhale, 2 more. 1 more. Very good. Bring your legs together. One leg straight up to the ceiling. All I want you to do is circle that ankle 8 times. Reverse it. And then keep it pointed and see how far back, with a little bit of pressure into the floor on that other leg, see how far back you can get that leg to go without you doing anything, without you pushing it back, okay, or pulling it back. What you're doing here is you're engaging your core. You're using your abdominal muscles, your hip flexors, to bring that leg as far back as possible. Bend the knee, bring it down, other side. Other leg up, circle the ankle. 8. Belly button into your spine. The other foot is really forced into the floor. Reverse it. 8. Keep your posture super straight on that cylinder. See how far back you can take that leg on your own. Use strength through the abdominal wall. Then bend that knee and bring it in. Cross one knee over the other. Open up that hip joint with your hands on the floor. Lift and stretch. Hold it. And those of you on the cylinder, just be really light on those hands. See how you can just release that cylinder. You're going to be off center every once in a while, but I don't want you clenching the ground. Just relax. Those of you on the floor, really push that knee in. Now, those of you on the floor, if you can, pull underneath that thigh and pull in. And if you can do it with both hands, just kind of thread your hand through the middle and pull in. Those of us on the cylinder, if you are Cirque du Soleil people, you can probably do it on the cylinder, but I can't. And release. And change sides. Lift up. Use your own abdominal wall to bear down into that cylinder and feel like you're really pushing that knee out, okay? The other one pulls way in. And again, you can thread one hand through that little hole and push that knee in. You can do it with both hands, wrapping around. So one hand out here, the other hand out here. Inhale, exhale, and release. Feet down. Now, when you put your feet down, I want the soles of the feet together and drop, and you're going to have a little arch in your back. Okay? And you're going to release through those hip flexors, knees way out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. And then you're going to slowly roll down off that cylinder if you're on that cylinder. I love the cylinder. And everybody on the floor, tuck the right knee into your chest, grab that ankle or that heel, pull as far as you can to stretch that hamstring. Some of you can probably only come here. That's fine. I've got my head up because I'm looking and I'm talking to you, but get your head on the floor. Flex that foot, bend the leg that's on the floor on the opposite side, one hand on the ground as you cross and twist your hips and your shoulders stay on the ground. Hold and do a spinal twist. Inhale and exhale. Point your toe, grab the inside of that leg, straighten the bottom leg, and twist. Now you're stretching the inner thigh and hamstring. Try to keep the opposite hip down on the ground as much as possible. Then just bring that leg down and do the other side. Knee in. Pull that knee in towards your underarm. Straighten that leg up and stretch it as far back as you can. Now, I've got my head up because I'm looking at you. Those of you that are flexible enough to let that head come up and rest it on your arm, great. You don't have to. Flex your foot, grab the outside of your foot, bend the supporting knee, push across, and the opposite hand stays on the floor, and your shoulder blades are squared off on the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Lift that leg up, grab the inside, extend the leg out, and reach so that you're stretching that inner thigh, and keep that opposite hip down. And straighten that leg. I can't because I'm going to knock down the vase. But straighten that leg and bring it down. Take the arms up again. Inhale. Place your hands down by your sides, by your hips. You're going to prop yourself up on your elbows and keep your head on the ground. So you're doing the fish. Chest is up, head is on the floor. You're propping your chest way up off the floor. Hold 8. Inhale. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, tuck your hips under. Slide your head back, tucking the chin into your chest. And settle yourself down. Pull both knees into your chest. And stretch out that spine. And do a circular motion with your knees 4 times around. And reverse the other direction. 4. Inhale and exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Slide one leg down, followed by the other, palms up to the ceiling, and let your feet just kind of turn out as well. A little separation in your legs. We're going to go into Savasana and relax your body. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And just feel as if your body was melting into the ground. I want you to do the exercise that I've taught you in the past, where you feel a tingling sensation through the tips of your toes. And you let that tingling move up past the toes into the feet, past your heels and ankles, shins, calves, knees, and thighs. So feel as if your legs were melting into the ground. And just take 3 deep breaths. Fill your lungs up completely. And then exhale. One more breath. Relax through your hips, your glutes. Visualize the tip of your tailbone and feel energy moving up your spine, past your belly button, solar plexus, your heart. Relax your shoulder blades, your arms. Feel energy moving out your palms and fingertips. Come back to the neck. Your jaw relaxes, your facial muscles relax, and the back of the head feels like it's melting into the ground. Keep your eyes closed and focus to the brow, the center of your forehead, your mind's eye. And just check your body, make sure there's no tension, let it all go. Feel as if the top of the head opens up, energy coming in, energy going out as you inhale and exhale. Very slowly wiggle your fingertips and wrists, circle your wrists slowly. Begin to tuck the knees into your chest, wiggle your toes, circle your ankles, tuck those knees in nice and tight. You can either just turn over to the side in a fetal position and then push yourself up, or give yourself a Every time I do this, I forget to do something. I either forget the music, or I don't do the microphone thing, or I forget to do the not disturb. But we do it anyway, right? Even if it isn't perfect, we still do it. Don't ever stop yourself from doing something that you want to do because you think you're not ready. If you hold back, and if you don't do all those things that are deep into your soul and your desires and your purpose, if you wait and you wait and you wait, you're never going to get it done. Just do it and you learn. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from your failures. Failures aren't failures. Failures are just, okay, I know what I'm not going to do next time. And sometimes we make the same mistakes over and over again. You're going to get it one day. Trust me. When everything just kind of comes into balance, you're gonna do it. Haven't you ever had the experience of, I don't want to get into that project, I don't want to do that, and then one day you just sit down and you do it and it's like, it's done. You could have taken care of it a long time ago, but your mindset wasn't there. Clear your mind, do your yoga or your exercise or your walk. Your walks are fun because you can call a friend and say, hey, you want to go on a walk? And then you can chat, you can talk. People, you have to move. You can't get anything done in your life if you're just gonna sit. Life is meant to be lived through movement. Thumb and index finger together. Relax. Palms to the ceiling. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Thank your body for being your vehicle and taking you from point A to point B. Thank your mind for allowing you to think through things and intellectualize and rationalize and be able to make choices in your life that are best for you. Thank your emotions because you have feelings, and that is so powerful. Human beings have emotions. That's what makes us so unique and so different from all other animals. Inhale, exhale, wiggle your fingertips, and then take your arms out and feel that electromagnetic field that surrounds you. Bring it into your heart space, into your prayer. Palms to your spiritual eye. Namaste. Mwah. Love you guys. You did great. I won't see you tomorrow. No Wednesdays, no Saturdays, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no. Thursday, Friday, no Saturday, and Sunday. Bye.